Let's get quirky. Let's get quirky. What is up? Let's get quirky live. We are glad you are here. My name is James Thorne and I am Chief People Officer here at Quirk Advertising. And we're actually doing this every week at 3 p.m. Central Time. So you can join with us live, ask questions to our interviewees, comment, join with us. That's why we do it live, to be able to come together. But hey, if not, no big deal. A lot of you like to catch it later on YouTube. So if you're on YouTube and you're watching this later, go ahead and subscribe below so that you get notified when we come out with these interviews every single week. And hey, one more thing, if you want to connect with me personally, you can text 415-528-7403. Just text the word quirk and I'll immediately send you back a text message with my information on it, an email, and we can connect that way as well. So, why are we doing this? What is Let's Get Quirky Live? Well, my life motto is I'm always one person away from changing the course of my future. So I need to meet as many people as possible. And we've had to find a new way to do this in the past few months with everything going on in our world. So we're like, you know what? Let's create a live stream where we can bring on some great people, interview them, and bring great content, not just to our viewers, but hopefully more as we bring in other viewers from the people that we interview. And yeah, that's why we're doing it, because I'm like, I gotta meet as many people as possible, because you never know, right? You never know what could change, what can happen. That's how I built my entire business and built the people that are on my team. And now I'm making these other great connections to show you these great people that we're interviewing. So that's why we're doing this every single week. And this week we're on episode 15. Wow, wow, wow. We've already done 15 of these, which is a lot of fun. And again, we catch these on YouTube. But hey, if you have questions or comments though, we've got about a 20-30 second lag on this, so we will get to them. If you have questions for our interviewee, I will ask them. We'll make sure they're a part of this. That's why we do it live, and we'll just go from there. But man, you know what? Let's get this thing started and kick off with our guest like I do every week. A Fort Worth native and TCU grad who now lives with his wife and 2 girls in the Pacific Northwest. As a small business owner himself, he understands the challenge many business leaders face just keeping day-to-day operations going, let alone growing sales or coming up with an effective marketing that actually works. With the majority of his career spent in technology and operations, he can quickly pinpoint where a business is struggling to connect with their customers. He helps his clients win by radically clarifying their message and equipping them with simple-to-use tech, which together produce reliable sales. So I'm happy to introduce Daniel Ford. What's up, Daniel?
What's up, man? How you doing?
Did you like that?
I did. That was good. It was good. I felt like that announcer was announcing me when I came out on the basketball court. I was like, yeah, let's go.
Yeah, those I've had other people be like, yeah, I feel like I'm at in the red corner, about to come out and box or whatever.
Let's go. That's so funny.
Yeah, I just think that's fun, and it's a good way to get that out there. So hey, thanks for joining us, man.
Yeah, man, my pleasure. I'm stoked to be here.
Yeah, we were just talking earlier, guys, that we've got little ones in the house running around, so you never know what might happen. My son just before we started was like, hey, you having a good time? So you never know. That's why we're live, though, to connect with you guys. So if you have questions for us or Daniel, please put them in the comments as we go through this interview. But hey, Daniel, tell us a little bit about yourself.
So Fort Worth native, born and bred there in Fort Worth, Texas. Grew up, went to TCU. It's the only school I applied for. I knew I was going there, so why apply anywhere else, right? Go Horned Frogs.
That's
Met
right.
my bride there. Yeah, that's right. My bride and I both graduated from there. And it's been kind of our dream to move to the Pacific Northwest, kind of mutual dreams that we're like, one day we're going to raise a family up there. And so God's been very gracious. There's been detours along the way, but that's where we are. So we're up here just at the very tip of Washington, as close to Canada as you can get while still being in the U.S. up here in Bellingham. So yeah, we've got a little slice of heaven up here and get to watch the girls grow up and serve some clients remote like this. So glad we can do it.
That's cool, man. So yeah, you're talking about serving clients. You are part of a company or you've owned some businesses, but this one is Blue Kayak Marketing. So tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, so my business partner and I, Nathan Conant, we own Blue Kayak Marketing and Calls That Close that we're going to talk about here in a second. But yeah, we got into it. We've kind of, like most businesses, you start it because you got a great idea and a passion, and we've done a little over here and a little over there from a marketing perspective. And so over the years, we've tried to hone in from, what, because we can do a lot. Like a lot of businesses are capable of a lot, but it's like, what should we be doing with the gifts and talents we've got? And so we've done stuff from kind of high-end video production and still do that for some clients, building things like websites, helping clients with their marketing. And right now we're kind of pivoting on the housing market. And so that's what I'll be talking about today.
That's cool. Yeah, we just so y'all know, we're friends across the states here, and we've been able to even connect each other with some good resources and things that we use separately in marketing. So we consider each other in no competition outside of just trying to like figure out how to help each other grow. And
For sure.
and that's literally what everyone's trying to do right now, right? Like we're in the middle of this pivot world of like, what are we going to do?
Totally.
But man, it's fun to have someone on here also in the same field that we're in marketing, and yes, trying to figure out, like you said, I think it's a great point, what we should be doing, what's our best mode of action, what's obviously going to build the business, but bring in the most fruit and something we're excited about doing. But tell us, man, we'll just jump right in, like marketing in itself, since we know that's our fields. What's some big mistakes or things that you see in businesses that people make when it comes to marketing in general?
For sure. I'll speak to like the business owner or the business leader, even nonprofits. The thing I see the most, and it just pains me because it's so natural. It's such a normal, totally natural mistake to make, is to talk about your business from your perspective. Man, you've got to know these benefits and features. We are the best at total landscape redesign. Like we've got the best software, the best tools, and it's like, dude, nobody cares. Like you totally just lost your client. What do you do and who cares? That's why I think that's a great title for this, because the biggest mistake we see people make is there's just a massive lack of clarity on what they do to their clients. And so their clients are spending all this brain power trying to figure out, what do you sell? Like, what are you good at? And the business owner is like just trying to communicate all this special knowledge that they've garnered over years. And they're actually good at what they do, but their clients have no idea, because the language the business is speaking is not the language the customer speaks. They're like, can you mow my lawn or what? Like, like, they don't care what kind of scheduling software you have. They don't care like what your mower's made out of. Like, they just want a lawn that their neighbor's going to be jealous of, right?
Right.
Or a product that's actually going to solve their problem or make their life easier. So that's story brand is something I know you are super passionate about and a huge fan of, as are we. The story brand curriculum, for anyone who's not familiar, basically is just built. Donald Miller is the guy behind the brand, and the thesis of that is there are thousands of years of literary text that we have to draw on, and the language that is universal is story. And so if you can say whatever you do in a story, like, your audience is going to get it. And there's all kinds of elements. So helping a business owner, leader understand that, get that, and then frame what they do according to those like universal principles, it's probably one of my favorite things, because it's like that aha moment. They're like, oh, yes. See, now you get it. Like, now you understand why sales have been such a grind for the last 3 years.
Right.
Because you've been confusing the crap out of your audience. Right. They don't know what you do.
That's so true.
So yeah, that's I think that, combined with just getting real boiled down clarity on how you're going to make your client's life better for any business or organization. If you're a nonprofit and you're a charity, like, okay, what actual impact in the world are you going to make, and why should I care? Like, as someone who's not invested my life into it like you have, business owner, why do I need to get involved?
Right.
So yeah, it's not a science. I'd say it's a combination of art form and science.
No, it's
but
good.
it's a lot of fun to dive in and do that.
Yeah, I like to say, everyone wants to be invited into a narrative, a story. It's why movies are so powerful. Like people
Right.
love to be able to watch and see, but especially their own life. They want to be invited into that story. And we're telling your client's story through the lens of what you offer. We're like literally making that the filter.
Mm.
And we like to say coffee beans, like you've got great coffee beans. They're incredible. We want to taste them, but we're not going to just take it and chew on them. That's terrible. Like it's not gonna taste good just chewing on them. We gotta filter them to get that good coffee. And it's like
Right.
filtering what you're doing to make it sense to your clients. But yeah, that's true, man. We're huge components of that. So
Yeah.
I would agree at 100%. So A plus on that one.
Yeah. All right.
On that
Next
answer,
up.
yeah. Nailed that one.
I will add this though. The like second biggest mistake I see businesses make is they position themselves as the hero, and that's
Yeah.
again that's a story brand thing.
Yep.
But they compete for resources with their clients, with their customer base. Is like, here's why we're awesome. Here's all the
Right.
things we're better at. It's like, don't no, you're not that awesome. Your clients are awesome. Like your prospects are awesome. Go tell them how you can help them win. That a lot of people miss because it's just, I don't know. It's obvious once you see it, but until then, it's like pretty hidden.
No, that's good. So when we're
Yeah.
talking about clients, potential clients, what's the most effective way you've found to
Yeah.
communicate with them?
Yeah, gosh. So this is fun. There's not a silver bullet. I won't say that. Anybody that does, you should question them.
That's true.
But something that we have found tremendous success with, and peers of ours have as well, is using the most friendly form of communication that that people in general are already using. And that happens to be texting, text messages. So you're used to texting with your friends, your buddies, your family, but not businesses. And so helping our clients communicate with their prospects and their current customers super effectively through text has been a game changer. Just going, hey, like you're a real person, they're a real person. If you were standing next to them, how would you say this? Oh, like this. Right. That's what the phone's for. Do that. And so it's, I don't know if it's just because it's different or they're not used to it, but it is so simple and it works so well. There's all kinds of different ways. Like, if you're trying to, it depends on what you're trying to accomplish, how you set it up. But yeah, doing that, it's been really effective and it's fun to see the results come through.
Cool.
Yeah.
People are saying there's some echo
Yeah.
on your side. It might be my fault. I'll see if I can fix that. Hopefully you're coming through well. Yep, great. We've got some people commenting. That's a good dude right there, Nathan said. So.
Hey, that's my guy.
Okay, so back to what you're saying with texting, we have a really neat new product / business that we're going to talk about toward the end here that you're launching today. Very excited about. It has to do with this. But is there any particular industry that you're focused in or that y'all work with?
Yeah, so the housing industry, I would say, is kind of that's a huge part of our future. We're investing a ton into that, and we've had clients in that industry over the years, and it's just something that we are drawn towards, and is such a big need. Like when people go to buy a home or sell a home, generally it's the largest transaction, monetarily speaking, that they're going to do in their lifetime. They might do it a couple times. And you need experts around that, man. I was talking to a real estate agent, a friend of mine who's been in the industry years and years, and he was describing it as like your elite, like elite SEAL team that you need. Like you've got to have a loan officer, an agent, inspector. Like this is hundreds of thousands of dollars. Like you got to get it right. And so I was like, wow, I'd never thought about that. So helping folks who are in need find an expert in their area, that's really what we're focused on. So, yeah.
That's cool. So
Pretty exciting.
When did you, how did you get started in this? Like we've all had different paths on how we got to this point, but how did you get started in doing this in this world?
Yeah, it was a long road, but I came out of college, TCU there. I went to the business school and studied supply chain and IT for various reasons, but that's what my interests were in. And I went right into the railroad. That's a natural fit, right? Not really. I was a train master. And from there, and we moved to California, and I had some different jobs, but I've always been in either IT or production like roles. But I was counting it up with my wife the other day. We've celebrated our 10-year anniversary last week, and it's like, wow, we've been a lot of places, and I've worked at a lot of different jobs. But what I think was a natural kind of progression into marketing was being at, Fortune 500 companies down to small mom and pop retail places. It helped me learn how different businesses communicate, what their struggles are, like what problems look like at different scales, like at different sizes. And it just gave me an appreciation for the language and like the common struggle that each business has. And so when I took all that, I'll use the word experience lightly, because I think people with experience are usually in their 50s and 60s, and I'm a young pup still. So I'll use the term lightly. My experience, it's given me a real compassion and a lot of empathy, which are not natural to me for anybody that knows me, but compassion and empathy for how to speak, or the need to know how to speak a customer's language. It's just such a universal problem. I'm like, people who need things and people who provide things don't talk to each other well. Like, that is universal. I want to help fix that. And so with my tech background and my business partner's marketing genius, we've been able to kind of build a business off of helping match those two people together. So that's a long-winded way of saying marketing kind of was a natural, like, I should do that. And here we go.
That's cool. Yeah, I have a similar, as far as that epiphany of like, I really wanted to help people figure that out, which meant I needed to do a lot more work myself to figure it out myself, getting to a point where I could actually either sell this or turn it into a business. But yeah, it's a lot of fun when you can help someone. It's like a aha moment. It clicks. They're able to like figure, oh, great, I can simplify this down. I do as much work. Like, I can bring people in without having to like figure out all this new technology.
Yes.
That's
Yeah,
cool.
I remember a client specifically. They did Washington State gets a bunch of like fine mist. It's like when you're at the grocery store in the produce aisle and that little lightning sound happens and it like mists. That's the kind of rain we get, but it happens all the time. And so everything green here just explodes with life. That can be awful if you don't want said vegetation. So this company, they're like a vegetation reclamation. That's how they said it at the beginning. We've changed that. But I remember walking into that meeting and going, hey, what do you do? Like, in one punchy statement. He was like, oh, that's impossible. Like, we like far too complicated. By the end of it, we got that on tape, I think. But at the end of it, because we challenged him, like, I think by the end of this day, we're going to have that figured out. And he was like, impossible. And so we did. And it was just those lights, like, oh my gosh, that's what we do. He called his daughter in. He was like, hey, is this what we do? She was like, yeah, that's it. It's just like, yes, so those moments where you're able to break through, and just the growth they've seen because of that, like landed a huge contract with AT&T. It's like, that was not only exciting, but it helped move his business forward, helping kind of unlock what they do so you and me can understand it. So
do you have clients that or potential clients that come in and they're like, we get this all the time, man, our business is just unique, like, I'm just not sure how you're gonna pull this one off,
Yeah, I'm sure I'm guilty of it, but we all are, I think, guilty of the like your mama's special helper syndrome of like, we're different. Like, you don't get it.
right?
The way we do things are no, you're not different. Like, you're probably in one of these 10 buckets,
right?
But we
You
can
just
probably
offer
help
a different product and a different service. Yeah.
Right. Again,
Yeah.
I'm part of that. I'm guilty. These
No,
hands aren't
sure.
clean.
Yeah.
It's funny because it's so human nature. We're
Yeah.
unique.
Yeah.
Some things you
Sorry,
need
I'm
to
not making
know.
fun of anyone out there. I just know that
It happens.
it's fun to challenge that mindset, I think, because it's in a good way where we're showing how effective things can work. And I know you've got great case studies and things you've shown us of people that have like, wow, like, really? Like, you just did that and that was it?
Yeah.
Like, that's incredible.
Yeah.
So yeah. Anyways, do you like what do you believe is the key to successful marketing? What would you identify as a key?
That's again, that's it's going to depend on the business and who your client is. But if you, there's some things you just can't miss. We've touched on it a lot already. For anybody out there, I don't work for Donald Miller, but you should buy his book, Building a Story Brand, and read it and know it. But if you miss on clearly articulating what you do and how you make your customer's life better, like it help them either thrive or survive, like you've lost. That's a big thing that I would say is such a massive game changer. Like every client I've ever had who has done the homework and read the book and applied it in their business with our help, or you guys, I'm sure you can relate to this. Like they've used that word, like this has been a game changer.
Yeah.
So, and you can use whatever school of thought you want to. It doesn't have to be that one. But if you confuse people about how you change their life, you're missing out on opportunity, big time. And another one is, gosh, it's just going to be being solution like focused. Like right now, the whole world's upside down, and we're in the same storm, but we're not in the same boat.
Yeah,
is a way I've heard it put, which I really like. And people need solutions. They don't need to hear, oh, that's not the way we do it, or, well, actually, it works like this. Like, man, people are trying to survive right now. Like that's been a big thing in when we think through how to word our website or the products and services we provide. It's like we're not using language like, hey, we're going to 10x your sales.
right.
People are worried about making their mortgage.
Right.
Like, they don't need to hear that garbage. So being sensitive to what's going on right now and being as responsive and agile as possible and going, yeah, that's not our normal way of doing it, but these are not normal times. So yeah, let's make this work. I think it's so attractive, and just being human. I know you asked for one, I know that's three, but that's something I think is missed far too often. We get in this mindset. I don't know if it's Amazon or big business or what. I don't know it's probably our fault if we want to point a finger. We've let our own selves forget this, but like you're a person and the people you're serving are humans. Like be compassionate and relate to each other. And I think it's weird, but it's so refreshing. It's sad that it is refreshing. Like that should be normal, but it's not.
Yeah.
So when someone comes to you and it's just like, whoa, we call it a give a crap meter. It's like, where are you on that scale? Like, do you give a little bit, or like, do you actually give a crap? People can sense it and they pick it up.
That's
and
true.
Respond.
Yeah. No, that's really true. Yeah, I think always studying the solutions, making sure you care, like that will literally drive your business. Like you do those, simplify down and do those things. Yeah, that's really good. Okay, so you just touched on, and before we get to this next big piece, launching this new product, and I'm excited to share with you guys. You just touched on though, COVID, we're in the middle of this crisis, the world has shifted. What have y'all done to pivot amidst this yourselves and then to help your clients?
Yeah, that's a great question. I was telling you earlier, we launched a company, kind of a brand within a brand, January 6th, focused on the fitness industry.
Oh,
Talk about bad timing. So that took a lot of investment from us, and we were really excited. We had early traction, and there was success. And then that industry just got axed. And thank God it's coming back, but that was rough. And so we had to go, okay, we've got to pivot like everyone else here. What's an industry we can serve right now who is still able to do their business? And so we switched to the housing market and industry because it's like, we've got some experience there and we have these fundamental skills that we can apply. So that's what we did. And we took that matchmaking skill set, those tools, and went, okay, how do we rework this to communicate to a specific audience that's up and running right now? And so that's where we launched the Calls That Close brand, which we'll get to here in a second. But yeah, just the realization of like, okay, video production, we can't be next to people. That's kind of out. The a roundtable strategy session is like, that's kind of out. Like, what can we do? So, yeah, that's where Calls to Close was born. So
That's cool. Well, let's just jump to it because I mean, we're
sure.
excited to show. So I'm going to switch over here to
Okay.
show Daniel's screen. So I'm going to get that going. All right, Daniel,
Any,
you are, yeah, it's live. So go ahead and explain
okay.
this to us.
Sure. Yeah. And for anybody who's not in the housing industry, there is something that applies to everybody. So just hold tight there. I don't want to lose anybody who's not like, I'm not a real estate agent. But for real estate agents and loan officers, that's kind of the target market for this brand, Calls to Close. But it's not the most polished, but I think people are tired of polished. So our whole concept here is life's too short to waste time on crappy leads. We generate, screen, and book your calls, your sales calls, so you can close deals instead of chasing leads. What we found is in a lot of industries, especially the housing industry, is there's like literally hundreds of companies that will talk about how many leads they can generate and their clicks and ads and all this language that a real estate professional doesn't care about really. Like they want to grow their business, they want to help more people find homes. So that's what we're speaking to. And so we've got this brand or we've got this product. Our whole company is really designed for the real estate professional who what they really care about is that next client. Like who's the next person I can serve and either get approved for a loan so they can buy the house of their dreams, like which is a massive milestone in their life. Like that's why people get in the real estate industry, because that's important to them. And so that's what we do. We don't give leads. We book sales appointments. That like roller coaster. I think any business person can relate to this. Sometimes you have a great month and you're like, woo, I'm on top of the world. And others, it's terrifying and you're like looking under the couch for spare change. That's one of our missions, is to like stop that. It's, hey, let's build a sustainable, replicable pipeline of folks looking for help. And let's aim that pipeline at you. And then getting your time back. Like I think that's the rarest commodity on the planet is time. And so it's like, hey, if we can leverage some technology and some folks doing the same thing over and over again to get you meeting either on the phone or face to screen with somebody, like let's do that. Screen to screen, is that a thing now? Like, do we need to? Is that part of our diction? That's so weird. So yeah, so this is the website, and I won't read through the whole thing, but it just describes basically the product and how it works. This is something. Is it cool if I jump into the Google review?
Yeah, man, do that.
All right, cool. I'm just going to click on this. I think you've got some links there you can share with anybody.
Yep.
There we go. So this is more of a universal problem, and we've helped folks in a handful of different industries. I think I've got a section on who's this work for. So what are your listeners, like your audience that we're talking to right now? Are they in the medical industry primarily, or is it just a smattering of everything?
Yeah, we do a lot of a mixed people because our whole mode, it's interesting. We're unique, man. We're different. We're just kidding. No, I know I'm not on screen right now, but our mode is we actually go after people that focus on their teams first. We want to build clients with people focusing on their teams. So it ends up being a wide range of people, right? Yeah. And we do have a few real estate agents because they got a team in their brokerage, or they've got that. So it is a wide range of people. So I like that you have this other solution too.
Yeah. So that's helpful for me to know. So what I love about this product is it's like so needed right now. I talk to a lot of business owners, and they are literally just at capacity with the 3 or 4 full-time jobs that they already have. Figuring out Google reviews is like so far down the list of things that they have to get to, but it's actually pretty important. Like when someone hears about your brand because you've spent some money on top of mind awareness or whatever, but then they go to check you out and you show up maybe on page 1 towards the bottom and you've got 6 reviews and the people above and below have 35, like they're probably not going to go with you. And so that's a pretty universal like needs to get fixed today kind of thing. And that's what we can do for folks. So people can go on here and check and just read through like how it works. I've got a case study here at the bottom, but the bottom line or the summary of how this works, and what I love is its universal application. Like we've got guys that make countertops, we've got roofers, we've got CPAs, we've got we've got people in the real estate industry, all kinds of businesses, nonprofits. If you serve people and you've got happy customers, this works for you. And here's what we do. So a lot of folks are used to reaching out to their clients and asking for a review through maybe an email, or maybe it's part of their closing process after they've made a sale, and maybe they make a phone call and they're like, hey, by the way, if you're having a great experience, we'd love for you. Maybe if you want to leave us a review, that'd be kind of cool. And your voice goes really high up because you're unsure if you should be asking for this. I don't know if anybody can relate to that. I've heard it and seen it and probably done it. But what this does is it takes all the friction out of this for your clients. So when you've done a good job of serving someone, say you're a roofer, okay, they're not interacting with you all the time, but say you do a great job, you clean up the yard, everything on that project was great. Or you're a restaurant owner, the meal was fabulous, your staff is friendly, your food was good, timing was great, pricing is reasonable. But if they have to get on their phone, look up your business, make sure they click on yours and not one that sounds a lot like it, and navigate and all that stuff, they're just not going to do it. Like they could have had a great experience. You could have done your job. They just won't do it because it's full of friction. What we do is we apply a little of that easy to use tech, and we take your list of happy customers, ones that haven't left you a review, that's important, and we just need their name and their phone number. We put them into our system that you've got access to as a client, and we send them a text message from you or from one of the people at your company they interacted with. And it's just super like familiar, natural conversation. Hey, would you let me know, how we did, just 1 to 5. And we start a conversation with them. And through that, you get to see like who's going to leave you a review, what the number's going to be. And then if it's a 5, you hit them up with the link and go, it would be awesome if you would share this. So you know what the review is going to be. You probably know what it's going to say, and you know how many stars it's going to be. And then you send them the direct link. So all they have to do is hit one button. So it just takes all the gravel and all the frustration out of the process, which is what slows 99% of people down. So that's what this is. And we see it work so well that it's like, man, we're like looking around going, are we cheating? Are we doing something here? Like, why is this working so well? But it's great. I love it. I'll take it.
That's awesome.
So that's, I do have a special for your, I think you post this, but I put on there, I discounted the prices really heavily for your users. So if you guys click on the link that I think you're going to post, right, you've got some pretty heavy discounts for your people, just to say thanks for watching.
No, that's awesome. Y'all need to check out Calls That Close. It's neat because it's simple, and I mean you found a really simple way to make it easy. But it's one of those things where you're not going to find the time to do it, right? You're not going to go through and like just text people yourself or go hit up 100 people on your list, right, or whatever. But you got the tool ready for them, so I'm excited to see how that works. And we're going to be trying it ourselves, so we're hitting you up. No, marketer. No,
for sure.
But yeah, man, that's really cool. Yeah, so Calls to Close, we'll put the links down. So for those of you that are watching this later, we'll put the links below the YouTube video. Check them out. It's on Facebook, obviously. Click the links. And what's another good way to connect with you, Daniel, if they just want to reach out and connect?
Yeah, I love talking to people. So I think my phone number is on the website, just at the bottom there. That phone number gets to me, and that's my email address, daniel@callsthatclose.com. So that'll get a hold of me. That's my contact info, and just happy to answer questions. A lot of people, I was looking at, what was I looking at the other day? Some accounting software, or some insurance stuff. And I'm not an accounting or an insurance person. And so like, I don't even know where to start. So a lot of people are like that with marketing or reviews or Google. And so I'm happy just to walk people through like, yeah, here's what it looks like to do that for your business. So
Cool. Jane wants to know, can you give an example of someone who got more reviews using your service?
yeah, I can. Let me scroll down here and see if can you see this on your screen, I think.
Yeah, let me
There we
switch back
go.
over. Hang on.
So here's a case study that we've got right here. And this is of a really, he's a Fort Worth guy, actually, Adam. So he is a CPA there in Fort Worth. And like a lot of business owners, he knew he needed to do it, but he didn't know what to do. And so he was, jam-packed full running his business. And so we helped him out. He went from having, he's been around for, I think, a little over 7 years. I don't know why I'm looking at my ceiling fan. It doesn't have the answer on it. I think it's 7 years. But he's been in business for a while, does a great job, just really crushes it for his business clients. But he only had 7 reviews. And so this case study here walks you through all of that. And in 3 weeks' time, it actually shouldn't take that long but COVID slows Google down, apparently. Makes sense, slows everyone down. But we got him 26. So we went from 7 to 26 5-star reviews. And it's just so cool to see the love that people pour out on a business when they do a good job serving them well. They're not just hitting 5 and then going on. They're like going on about, what an impact it made to their business and the customer service. And when people read that about your business, like that moves them to take action. Like that's legitimate. So that was really exciting to see. The COVID thing slowed down the process. And so I was getting nervous. I was like, this works. What's going on? But then it all came through and it's like, oh, there they are. So no, that was really rad. Yeah, he's pumped too. Yeah.
That's
good
cool.
question, Jane. Good question.
Good question. Great. So, yeah, I mean, guys, this is what's great about this. We're on here together, 2 different marketing agencies, and they've got a different solution than what we offer, and we do different things as well, and we can pair and share our resources. So if this something is enticing to you to check out, like, not only how this texting thing can work and how you can draw people in with some other solutions that I know that they can automate, and they've got these really neat solutions for you. This review thing is really nice too. It does like just bolstering some of that stuff on Google and having that could create a lot more connections. And it's funny how we're in a world where when people see a lot of reviews, sometimes like you'll think, I know you'll think it is like, oh, well, they're all made up or whatever. But there's a subconscious thing still that you want to see them, that they're 5-star and that someone's saying nice things, right? And if someone says something not nice, then you go and check out what it is and you're like, why? And so it's still a powerful tool. And I think that there are different ways that that the industry's changing some as far as reviews and things are changing, but this is such a great way to get them, like right now, get the reviews. Like you had 26 after having 7 in a month, and some of the things you told me, it's like that could take a week even if it wasn't slowing down or things going on.
Oh yeah, we got 6 the other day in like a day and a half for a loan officer. So now it's happening a lot better, a lot faster, like it normally does. But that's the thing right now. Like a lot of businesses are hurting, so they don't have a bunch of money to put into like a marketing campaign that they might normally have when business was doing well. Getting your business or organization in a place to where when people open back up, when the economy opens back up, to where when they have a need and they look for a provider and you've got all this social proof of happy customers going, yeah, this is the person, this is your girl, this is your guy, like they crushed it for me. You got to work with this person. That is going to take invest in the small amount now for your future, because if you don't, other people are going to, and you're going to be left behind. So yeah, I would say that's something that we're excited to offer to anybody right now.
Here's another cool point that relates to this.
So
everything that we do in trying to set up websites and email marketing and creating that foundational piece, we want good reviews to use for all those things. Like we want to have them in certain sections of your site, certain landing pages for our product, certain emails that we send for your funnels, and like you need reviews. And 9 times out of 10, when I ask people for reviews, they don't have them. And they're just, or they don't have enough of them, or they're just no good. And they're just like they're a great company, and you're like, that review sucks. Like, let's be honest.
It's 4 years old.
Yeah, it's 4 years old, and they were a great company 4 years ago, but that's cool.
Yeah.
So what's cool about this is he's setting this up so that you can go take those from Google and copy and put them into anything because they've already given it to you. Like, this is something that you can have and use for other tools and marketing and pieces and print stuff. Like, their reviews you can have and it's done, right? You don't have to go try to find them. A lot of people are like, oh, I got to call and like figure out how to get a review, and like no. Let's simplify this. So that's cool, man. I'm glad you created this.
Yeah, it's awesome because it's my business partner challenges me all the time, but a question he recently asked me is like, what's something we can offer that actually takes away from our client a task? Like, let's not make a product where they have to, it's another software I have to learn. Like, we can let you into this, and we do, but we run it for you. And that's just having that guide on the side has been so key. That's what I would say, like, to your listeners who maybe they haven't heard about StoryBrand, or they're thinking, I've heard about it. I don't, like, call James. Like, you need to, because you need to have somebody that understands your market and like the language your people speak and can walk through that with you. So I like totally encourage you, just reach out and go like, hey, what's this StoryBrand stuff about? Like, how is it actually that big of a deal? Yeah, I would just encourage people to reach out to you, man. It's so helpful.
That's
so
cool.
helpful.
Thanks, man.
Yeah. Yeah, dude.
So is there anything else that you want to share as we kind of close this out?
Ooh, I don't know. Got the links with the discounts for people. I think we're good there. Yeah, I don't know. I don't have any like, and well, passing.
You don't have to.
Wisdom,
Yeah.
I don't know. I would probably just hit back up like, be human to people. Like, people are hurting right now, and it's gonna help everybody. Like, what's a win-win for everyone? It's just like, I don't believe in karma. Like, I love Jesus, but just be sweet to people and be gentle with them. Like, be full of grace right now, because it's a scary, weird time. So yeah.
No, that's a good final point, because especially in our world today, if you're catching this in the future, if you didn't realize Rona struck, it did happen. It's really messed up a lot of things, and a lot of people, common conversations I'm having are, I just don't know who to trust, what to believe, like what's the right. So trust is one of the common grounds and foundational pieces of just having doing business with someone else, right? That's common. So I think that's a really strong closeout, man. That's key. Like, you just got to be good people, be nice to people, be trustworthy, and you'll create good business that way, because you're going to show them that it works, and you have a good product, but really just want to know that they can trust you, and you're going to do good work. So that's great, man. Again, guys, if you're catching this later and y'all want to catch all this stuff on a weekly basis and you're on YouTube, go ahead and subscribe. Hit the link below so that you get these videos every single week. And we are on, let's see if I can solo this, Thursdays, every Thursday at 3 p.m. Central Time. Next week, we're bringing on a guy named Wes Gay. He is actually a certified guide, just like we are here at Quirk Advertising for StoryBrand, just one that we've been talking about today. He's a certified guide, but he's coming on talking about being generous in your business. Like, what is giving away too much? Like, how much should you give away, and how much, like, people get scared giving stuff away, and it's good to live in a world of generosity. So I'm excited to bring him in, because he does this all the time, and he's going to be able to build business that way. So I'm going to ask him a lot of questions about that. So if you're curious how you can be more generous in your business, come back next week live, ask questions, or catch us on YouTube. But man, let's see, I'm going to get you on here. That's it, man. Thanks for joining us, bro.
Yeah, it's been my pleasure. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. And like every week, we close out dancing, so you're going to have to join in.
Okay. All right. Dance moves.
Here we
I'll
go.
Follow your lead.
All right.
Your lead. Feel it? All right.
There it is. That's it. Yeah. Oh.
Take the elevator.
Oh, he's going down. Hold up.